Does anybody else love the sound of a new camera? It's just... So yeah, after so many years of waiting, I'm finally upgrading my camera. I'm going from a 77D to the R6 Mark II. And it's a perfect time to also change my profile picture that I use in pretty much every social media because, well, I'm looking a little bit different. So, in this video, I'm sharing with you my 5 tips that can help you get easier self-portraits as well as getting them to look better. Let's get started. 1. Have a purpose. I think that it's quite useful to ask yourself, why am I taking this portrait? Asking yourself this question will help you make your decisions of your composition, pose, and lighting. In my case, it's rather simple. I'm taking this portrait because I need a new updated profile pic. So for that, I know that I want a medium close-up shot of myself in front of a simple background, so it's easier to edit out, being lit by flaring light and posing with a smile. 2. Reduce the amount of moving back and forth. I think that one of the most exhausting things of taking a self-portrait is running back and forth from your camera to your mark. So you might want to simplify the process. While you're setting up, use a light stand to position it roughly where you're going to be and compare it to yourself in some marks, like where are your eyes and where does your head end. This is helpful because when you go to your camera to check your composition, you already have these marks that are going to make the process so much easier. This also helps to have a rough focus point so you don't end up with a blurry shot. I often find that the self-timer isn't friendly enough for these shots, so you need to have a way to control your camera remotely. These days, many cameras come with internet connectivity, so you can use an app to take the shot and check your composition. Otherwise, you can plug your camera to your computer and have the computer close to you to take the photos, and if the cable is too short, you can use a wireless mouse to press the shutter. And with this mentality of preventing the amount of time wasted in going back and forth comes my next advice. 3. Use simple lighting. You might be used to setting up several lights when doing someone else's portrait, but working for yourself is another story. The more lights you use, the harder it's going to be to balance them, especially if you don't have a light mirror. So try to keep it as simple as possible. In my case, I use a flash with a shoot-through umbrella as my key light. For the fill, I place another flash with a shoot-through umbrella, and finally, an LED light as a hair light. Now, it's time to take your portrait. 4. Take a variety of shots. I'm assuming you're dealing with digital photography, and as such, you don't have to worry much about the amount of photos you're taking. In these cases, even a slight variation in your expression can be the difference between a keeper and a, well, not so good photo. So take as many as you might need. During this process, if there's a particular photo you liked, take note of it. It will help you a lot in the editing process. And talking about the editing part, 5. Don't be afraid to edit. Again, depending on the purpose of your portrait, you might find that you need to do some editing before calling it a day. Perhaps you might to change your location or add some surreal elements. As long as you plan these changes from the beginning, don't be afraid of doing a little bit or a lot of Photoshop. In my case, I'm doing everything from editing my skin to changing my background. And this is the finished result. I hope you find these tips useful for your next self-portrait shoot. And if you did, I'd love to ask you to like this video and share it with more people. Let me know in the comments down below if you want some other tips and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos like this. I'm Kevin Chaires and I'll see you in the next one.